The music player in the Sony Ericsson X10 Mini Pro is fairly easy to use. It has a few flaws, but overall the functionality that it provides is easy to access and easy to figure out. The user opens the music player application by press of this icon on the main screen, and this first screen is simple. It has play, next track and previous track, progress bar down here, and a cover from the CD or wherever the track came from. Also, the title of the track and the artist is displayed up here between these two icons. This icon clearly indicates music in folders and lets the user view his files from different perspectives, sorted by artist name, by most played track, as here, by newly added or similar, or simply all tracks. We will get back to the functionality of this section later, but let me point your attention to this icon over here, which is rather ambiguous. It could be related to the level of the volume or a muting function, since the small arcs here next to the tone indicate some sort of level, but it's actually a link to a section under the header Now Playing. The header does help a lot in order to inform the user of the reason behind this list, but still the main reason for having it in the first place is a bit unclear. To my knowledge, it's similar to the list of all tracks that the user sees when he opens the playlist functionality, and therefore it seems rather superfluous. This is the list. This is all tracks. Also, even though it's as long as an arm, it does not have the same scrolling functionality as the list of all tracks. The sliders over here with the big letter that tells me where I am is not present in this list under the header of Now Playing. It's just if you are curious to how this list is created, you'll have to ask Sony Ericsson. All I did was to open the music player after I inserted a memory card, and to me it simply displays all the tracks that I have with the current playing track on top, or the one that I'm about to play. Maybe it does something else once I figure it out. Maybe I'll understand why it's here, but since I prefer to behave as a normal user, I won't find the time or won't take the time to do exactly that. Back on the main screen there's another icon that's difficult to figure out. This blue icon. In a one-person and in-house usability test, the female test respondent mentioned that this could be some sort of looping functionality, and I tend to agree. The icon somehow indicates that something is repeated. However, what it does is to connect to the internet and then find information about the artist as well as the artist's videos on YouTube. As you can see here, finding online content about the currently playing artist. So there's a cover here. YouTube is started up. It'll take some time. And it searches for similar tracks on YouTube. As an example, this track is called Rocket Empire, and I guess, as far as I remember, Rocket Man by Elton John is down here somewhere as well. It should be. Yeah, there you are. This is a nice feature. When a track catches the interest of the user, YouTube is an obvious place to search for more information or for other tunes. I'm just wondering why Sony Ericsson selected this icon to indicate this functionality. Actually, there's more to it. If you flip the little page down here, you'll connect to Play Now and figure out if there's any more information about the artist. To me, something as simple as an icon with an eye on it would help me more. It's known all over the world that eye means information from signs at tourist information centers and similar. I'll admit that it's difficult to make one icon that indicates both more videos on YouTube and more information, but this icon has very little connection to the functionality that it actually provides. Let's return to the playlist functionality. It's rather limited, but what you should remember is that this usability review is not about the functionality that would be nice to have, or functionality that I've seen in other phones, but about the functionality that I get in this specific phone. The functionalities in this playlist section are as follows: view by artist, view the tracks that have been played most, or similar, or view tracks that have been never played. And if the user presses them, he gets a list. I haven't played anything yet, so there's nothing here. But he can play all the tracks down there, he can shuffle all of them, and there's not much to understand or to learn, because there's simply so little functionality. In the artist section, each artist name is displayed. Under the name are the albums that are registered under the artist, and under each album it's the tracks. So an entire album can be played back if the user wants to do this. And the user starts the track by tapping it once. Well, if you can hit it. And off you go. Out here is a menu button. It's difficult to see here in the dark, but it's a menu button anyway. Right here where my finger is now. And in most places it has two functionalities: send several or delete several. If I press it, it displays a list, the list of all tracks. And it lets me find a bunch of tunes. It lets me send them by selecting a method. And it's very simple. I can press the back key and get back to the list. It's actually a bit surprising that this functionality is repeated in other lists than all tracks. If I go into newly added or most played, it'll still have send several or delete several, and when I press it, it'll still return to all tracks. I guess it should be under all tracks and nowhere else in order to make most sense. But once it's selected, it's easy to use. You press the tunes, select the method by pressing send, such as Google Mail or similar, and off you go. Here's the setup wizard, so I'll just skip that part. You might wonder why I don't comment on the fact that the user has to select send several tunes, or send several tracks, or just send several, in order to send one track. It seems like there's a superfluous step in here. But I would rather have this list with only send several and delete several than I would have 4 buttons with in this screen with send track, delete track, send several, and delete several. So overall, the music player is fairly easy to use because it has limited functionality that is designed in an intuitive and easy to use manner. But some of the icons need a round of usability testing.